Lease lines and hard lines in Hawkeye are treated essentially the same way. They can be added manually, point by point, or they can be copy-pasted from a spreadsheet. Let's go ahead and walk through the way to copy and paste a lease line or hard line, and then we'll do the point by point. The first step in adding one is to right-click on the structure or pad, and then selecting either Add New Lease Line or Add New Hard Line. You can also go to Edit and select the same options from here. I'll add a lease line. The first thing it does is ask you for the name of that lease line. After that, you have to go into the data tree, right-click on the lease line that has just been created, and then select Edit Lease Line Coordinates. The program will immediately put you in the top-down view so that you can see what the line looks like. Now let's grab our data from the spreadsheet. I'm going to open up this spreadsheet here, and notice that I have lease line coordinates that are in grid coordinate format. I'm going to copy these numbers, and then back in Hawkeye, the next step is that when I right-click on the cells down here, I have to know the order of the columns from which I pasted. I know that I just pasted from X and Y coordinates, which are east, west, north, south numbers, so I will select that here. As you can see, the X and Y points will be pasted correctly, and I will see them in the top-down view. From here, I can also add an offset boundary. If I put a 100-foot boundary here, it will make my lease line such that it is 100 feet inside of an outer offset of 100 feet. Now when I close this form, it will save my information, and I can go into the 3D view to see what my lease line looks like. Notice that in the 3D view, I have it set to movable TVD, so that as I move up and down my curve, the lease line will follow along. And also notice that in the 3D space, that 100-foot inner offset can be seen in red. If I want to change the thickness or the color of this lease line in the 3D space, all I have to do is right-click on it in the data tree and then select Adjust Lease Line Parameters. From here, I can make a thickness of whatever I'd like, and I can also change the height, and I can also change opacity as well. The lease lines and hard lines can also be added in another way. This second manual method is much more tedious, but it can be done. Let's go ahead and do it this way. First, I will add it to my project. Then I will right-click and select Edit Hardline Coordinates. And in this example, I'm going to put in the same line, but I'm going to do it manually. So I'll turn off my original lease line, and in this hard line, I will add each of the points manually. I would do that, of course, by clicking the Add Point button and putting each of these points in. Now notice that as I add my last points into this hard line, that I can either manually add the last point to equal the first point so that it closes the gap, or I could choose the closed line option and it will add this last one to match the first one for me. Note that I could display the lease lines and hard lines in my quick plots and my reports. Under reports, I would simply select these checkboxes and they will show up at the end of my survey report. And in quick plots, you can turn on your lease lines and hard lines here.